Samuel, ven acá. You're going to be late.
Morning, Mom.
Buenos días, mija. Lista.
Almost.
Maria, what did I tell you about these straps?
It's not my fault. They keep falling off my shoulders.
You can't let them show. You're just asking for attention.
Well, I have to wear a bra. Ah!
You can't be looking like a whore.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Lo siento, mija. I just don't want someone to say something to you.
Okay. I'll change in a minute.
Bueno.
Ma, did you remember that today's the day of my school play?
Yeah. Yeah, your play. I remember.
You're coming, right?
I don't know yet, mija.
Why?
Abuela will be there, and if I finish everything up here, I will drive over, okay?
But I told you about this months ago, Ma.
I know, mija, but I haven't been feeling good.
But I've been rehearsing every day for hours, and it would really be cool.
I need to rest. I'm tired. Okay, I've been up all night. Do you understand that? Look after your brother, okay?
Okay.
You all right?
Never better.
You gave a beautiful speech. How's work?
Fine.
Do you like San Diego?
Yeah. It's nice. It's so damn cold up here.
Yeah. It's been bad lately. He loved you so much, Mia.
I should have been here.
I'm glad you're here now. I think it's good for you to be around family.
Family. Right.
Maria, please.
Please what?
Standing right here.
Oh, we all know how fabulous our relationship is.
Abuela was really happy to see you.
Well, I can't remember what you had for breakfast this morning.
That doesn't doesn't mean she wasn't happy to see you.
It means she won't be able to remember seeing me tomorrow.
You act like you are all alone. You have your aunts, cousins, uncles.
Cousins? You mean your favorite sister's son? Who messed around with me when I was a kid and now can't stop staring at me in
I
there?
never heard anything about that.
You've got to be fucking kidding.
You better watch your mouth with me. I am still your mother.
Are you? And what gave you that idea? When was the last time you picked up the phone to call me? You mean now's not the time to talk about how my brother had to die for us to talk again? Not the time to talk about how many pills you popped in there?
Lydia, please.
Not the time to talk about how I tried to tell you after that stupid carnival and you didn't believe me.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. I told you he touched me. I told you he did something that gave me nightmares and you wouldn't hear me.
Lydia, look where we're standing. I just buried my child today.
I'm aware.
You think I need you to tell me today what a terrible mother I am?
I'm sorry.
You look really pretty.
Gracias, Ma. I don't know, Ma. Sophie and Vivian are being mean to me. I don't think they want to hang out with me anymore.
Why do you say that?
They're just mean. I asked them if I could sit with them at lunch today, and they just ignored me. Also, they always say things about my clothes.
What's wrong with your clothes?
I don't know. They're just popular now. They just don't like me anymore.
Mijita, esas chicas no son tus amigas. I don't want you to talk to them anymore, okay?
But they're my only friends there, and if I stop talking to them, then I have no one.
What about me?
What?
Hábleme. I'm your friend.
You're my mom.
I know I'm your mom, but you can still talk to me about whatever you want. What do you talk to your friends about?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Come on.
I don't know. We talk about our teachers, like Mr. Price, who always falls asleep in the middle of talking.
Okay, what else?
And we talk about other people at school and who everyone is dating, or just who has a crush on who if they're not allowed to date. Brooklyn and Jacob have been dating for 2 months. And he brought her flowers in front of everyone, and she didn't even seem happy. She didn't even smile.
¿Por qué no?
I don't know. Isn't that so weird?
Creo que sí. What else do you talk about?
Well, we talk about things we want to do together. Like, we were supposed to go horseback riding in Santa Cruz for Sophie's birthday, but I don't know if I'll be invited anymore.
I have an idea. Let's make a dream.
What?
What's one place you want to go?
Any place?
Any place.
I want to go to New York City.
New York? Okay.
I know you don't like crowds.
No. New York would be actually very fun. Where would we go?
We could go to the Statue of Liberty. I heard that you could go inside and climb all the way to the top.
Wow. Oh, that would be very fun. Where else should we go?
Yeah, and we can go see Broadway shows. I want to see Phantom of the Opera. And I know it might be expensive, but Abuela gave me $50 for Christmas, so I think it'll be okay. And then we can go to the Empire State Building and look over the whole city.
Suena como un sueño perfecto.
Really?
Really?
Wow, this is so cool.
See, I am not that bad of a friend.
Thanks, Mom.
Pues, how was homecoming?
It was all right.
I
I didn't win.
That's okay, mija.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh, wait.
What?
Who won?
Lisa Goldberg. Johnny's new girlfriend.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Why do you want to talk to me?
This was your first dance. I want to hear how it went.
Well, what do you want to know?
Why don't you start by telling me why you cried off all that makeup?
It had to be her. Of course it had to be her. It wasn't enough that Johnny thought she was prettier than me, but the whole school had to get on board. Why couldn't it have been someone else? Anyone else? Amanda Powell is just as pretty as she is, and I know I'm not pretty enough to win, but why couldn't it have been anyone except for her?
Maybe she needed it more than you.
Gosh, thanks, Mom. That's just what I want to hear.
No. You don't need a crown, okay? Maybe she needed one because she doesn't have all the things that you have.
Like what?
Maria, eres inteligente. Un poco demasiado inteligente a veces. Y eres una buena hija. Y una buena hermana. You have friends who love you. Because you are kind to them. And you listen to what they have to say. Y eres muy bonita.
I don't think I'm pretty.
I think you're very pretty. And Mama's always right. Remember? There she is! There she is! The daughter I remember.
Ma,
Wonder.
do you think you're pretty?
Sometimes. Today? Claro. Hey, Maria! Why aren't you dressed? We have to leave for Tia Monica's in 10 minutes.
I have a stomach ache.
What's wrong with your stomach?
I don't know.
Did you eat something bad?
No.
I think you're fine. Hurry up. Someone is already downstairs waiting to go.
I don't want to go.
You know, I don't want to go either, to tell you the truth. But we're going. It is your cousin's birthday, and we are going to celebrate.
Ma, please don't make me go.
What has gotten into you? We're going.
I don't want to see him.
What? What do you mean? You just saw him at the carnival a couple of weeks ago. I know he teases you, but that is just what older cousins do, mi amor. And cousin Cece will be there. You can play with her. You'll have fun.
I don't want to see him. He gives me nightmares.
What are you talking about, Maria?
Mama, he did something that gives me nightmares. I don't want to see him. I don't want to. Please don't
No,
make me go.
No, I don't believe that. No, he loves you. You probably didn't mean it. I don't think you're feeling good.
I know. I just want. I don't.
Hey. You don't have to go tonight, okay? Let's just let this go.
No, but Mama, he touched me. He touched me, and I told him to stop, and I yelled, and he just wouldn't stop, and I didn't know what to
Okay, enough! Maria, enough! I can't listen to you telling these stories. I don't believe it. Now, I understand you're just tired, and I said you don't have to go, okay?
No, please,
Come here, Mia. Go to bed. I scared you.
I'm sorry,
I scared you? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I had been walking around this house like a crazy woman all night thinking you were dead. And I scared you.
I'm sorry,
Where the hell have you been?
I was just with my friends.
Which friends?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, what were you doing? What were you doing with these friends who don't matter?
Nothing, we were just hanging out.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Were these friends boys?
Some of them.
At 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. ¿Qué pasa? What's one more?
Mom.
No. Take it. I insist, please. Here, sit down. Sit down. Tell me all about it, okay? Tell me all about it. Tell me how I go to your room to check on you, and you're gone without saying anything because you're just hanging out. You know, I have half the city looking for you.
Okay, I'm sorry, okay?
Sorry for what? Hanging out with boys like a little slut?
Don't call me a slut! I am not a slut! I messed up, but I'm not a slut!
Okay, what would you like to be called? A drunk? You smell like one.
Oh, I forgot. You're so much better than me. You're so much better than me. Sleeping all day and drinking and popping pills all night.
Stop it!
Stop what? Stop talking about how you pace around this fucking house all night, or how I'm the one who has to hold you while you throw up in the morning. Or how you treat me like trash because you were raped when you were my age and you can't handle it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
You know something? I used to love this hour when I was around your age. I would get up early before school and listen to the birds sing. After that, they never sang to me again. I'm sure they're out there. They have to be. I'm sure everyone else can hear them sing. But ever since God, I miss them.
I feel like you hate me.
It's late. Sleep it up.
Ma,
Monday.
are my boobies ever gonna look like yours?
Why are you asking questions like that?
Because mine don't look like yours, but I look like you.
See, mijita, when you grow up, yours will look like mine.
Really?
See?
And am I gonna have hair on my private parts like you do? And
See,
am I
mijita, see. Listen, mijita, there are going to be a lot of changes to your body. But it's okay, it's completely normal, it's supposed to happen. But if you hear anything at school from your friend or something, I want you to come talk to Mama first, okay? ¿Tú entiendes? ¿Qué pasó?
Well, some girls at school were talking about how you bleed or something like that. Mama, do you bleed?
Yes.
You do? Does it hurt?
No, not at all. It's supposed to happen. It happens when you grow up, so you don't have to worry about it right now.
Does it happen to everyone or just some girls?
Todas. Every girl in the whole world bleeds. It's okay, it's completely normal, it's nothing to be afraid of.
Oh, why?
It's God's way of telling you when you become a lady.
What do you mean?
When girls start to bleed, they can become mamas.
What? Really?
Yes. But it's okay, it's not going to happen for a long time. And you are not going to have babies for a long time, okay? No te preocupes.
But when will I start bleeding?
I don't know, mija. But when you do, it's okay. Mama will be here. And you'll get used to it after a couple of times.
You promise?
Sí.
It's not fair that girls have to bleed and boys don't.
I know, mijita. It's just part of being a lady.
It's scary.
I know.
Okay, Mama. Okay.
Sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I had too much.
Ma, I think I should call up Bella. I'm gonna take you to the doctor. It's really bad.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll be okay.
Come on, Ma. I need you to stay awake from me, okay?
Estoy cansada.
I know. I need you to stay with me. Why don't you tell me a story? You like telling me stories, remember? Come on, tell me a story. Why don't you tell me about when you found out you were having me? You like that one, remember?
I know that story.
Monday.
I was at the farmer's market and I was trying to look at the fruit. And
Yeah? Yeah, and then what happened?
I was at the strawberries. They smell so fresh. And this woman came up to me and she said the sun was shining on me. Just me.
Yeah, what did you say?
I didn't know what to say. I asked her what she meant, and she said I was going to have a little girl. And the little girl was going to bring the sunlight.
Did you believe her?
No, no. I thought she was a crazy lady trying to take my money.
Yeah? And then what happened?
I never saw her again. I never got to thank her. Hola.
Hi.
No sabía que se sentiría así. Realmente
I didn't know
no
it would
hemos
feel like
tenido
this.
un segundo solo
In reality,
en
we
el tiempo.
haven't had a second alone in a while.
Ha habido tanta gente alrededor.
There have been so many people around.
Lo siento si no parecía
I'm
tan
sorry if it
emocionada.
didn't seem that I was too excited about you.
Fuiste una gran sorpresa.
You were a big surprise.
Eso es todo.
That's all.
Y para decirte la verdad, no soy muy buena para esto.
And to tell you the
Ni
truth,
siquiera estás
I'm
aquí
not very
todavía.
good at this.
Y ya puedo decir que
You're
no
not even
voy
here yet,
a ser
and I can already tell you that
buena
I'm
para esto.
not going to be good at this.
Pero cocinar,
Can cook.
y soy bastante buena para coser mi propia ropa. Así que
And
creo
I'm very good
que
at
siempre
sewing my own
Yes.
clothes.
buena ropa.
So I think that you will always have good clothes.
¿Qué más? Me gusta pintar.
I like to paint.
No sé si eso significa algo, pero
I don't know if
tal
that means
vez
anything, but
podamos pintar
maybe we can
juntas.
paint together.
No quiero que te preocupes por nada. ¿De acuerdo?
I don't want you to worry about anything.
Haré lo mejor que
Does that sound good?
pueda. No,
I'll do the best that I
y no
can.
sé qué vamos a hacer,
And I don't know what we're gonna do,
pero realmente
but I'm
te amaré.
really gonna love you.
¿De acuerdo?
Does that sound good?
Bueno. you get here?
Just now, I just walked in.
I didn't know you still had your keys.
How are you?
Nice ring.
What?
You forget you were married?
Oh, no, I just, I
Muy bonito.
Thanks. It was a small thing. Just a few friends and some of his,
Maria, está bien.
The house is nice.
Thank you. I do all right. You want some coffee?
No, thanks. Water would be good.
Okay. ¿Qué pasó?
Nothing. I've never seen you with your hair down before.
Sorry.
No. My whole life I've wanted to see you with your hair down and I never thought I'd see it.
Oh. Well, that's good then.
Yeah. It's really good.
Mia, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Why did you come here, Maria?
What do you mean? Why does there have to be a reason?
Well, you don't exactly pop over for coffee every weekend, and I haven't seen you since we buried your brother, so forgive me for asking if there's a reason for this visit.
You know, on the way up here, it's a long drive, so I had a lot of time to think. This place where we grew up, it had a really good school district, and you know, the environment was really good to raise kids, and I just wanted to tell you that.
You drove 9 hours to tell me that Sacramento has a good school district?
No, I wanted to say other.
Are you in therapy or something?
Yeah, you should try it.
Ah, there she is. There's the daughter I remember.
All right.
What's going on, Mia?
I'm pregnant.
Well, that explains the tears over my hair.
Listen, I didn't come here because I need anything or I expect anything from you.
No.
Okay, good.
Are you happy?
About the baby?
Yes. And everything else?
I'm happy.
Why don't you look happy, Mia?
I don't know.
You had 9 hours to think about it.
Because every night when when I try to sleep, I just see your face. And I can't shake it. And I don't remember the times that you hit me, or the pills, or when you didn't believe me when I told you what happened. I just see your face, and I needed to tell you that. Because I don't want to bring someone into this world seeing someone else's face. It just doesn't seem right.
What you said before, that's not true.
Ma, I just poured out my heart to you, and that's your response? Do you know how long it took me to say that?
I believe you.
What?
I always believed you.
No, you didn't.
I went to his house. I told him I know everything.
You went to his house?
I did.
When?
The night of Sam's funeral.
That was 8 years ago. You never told me that. Why did you never tell me that?
I didn't think it would do any good.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
It's not that I didn't believe you.
Then why did you say that?
I couldn't take it. I thought if I let you see me react, it would make it worse. I wanted to take it away. I wanted to take it all away. And I know that wasn't right. I know it broke your heart. I didn't know what else to do, Mija.
I can't believe you never told me that.
Would it have mattered? The damage was done, no?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It matters now. What did he say?
Nada que haga la diferencia. Do you remember when you were a teenager and you stayed out all night and you said something? Remember?
No. I mean, not really.
I couldn't really, no tiene las palabras correctas, pero yeah, sometimes I look at something and I know what it is. I know how to look at it, but I can't really see it. No puedo ver. It's like foggy or something. I don't know. But the only time it wasn't foggy was when I had you. Todo el mundo. And you're going to feel that. When you have her, when you see her, you're going to see everything.
Well, maybe I can finally get a little sleep.
Me too.
Mom, how did you know it was a girl?
It's Maria.
Hi, everybody. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the talk back. Thank you all for coming tonight and for seeing the second showing of Unsung Morning, which is the first show in this season, this 2021 to 2022 season of Brownback Theater. I'm Molly O'Donnell. I'm going to be hosting tonight's talkback. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and post them in the YouTube chat, and we'll try and get to as many as we can, but we'll go ahead and start off. I'd like to start off by just going around and introducing ourselves, along with introducing your name. If you could please introduce what role you had in the show, whether you were in the cast or in the crew, if you wrote it, if you directed it, and then if you could also answer what you thought the most challenging and the most rewarding part of the process was. So I will go ahead and pass it off to Stacy first, and we'll take it one by one.
Oh goodness, I might need more time to think. But hi, I'm Stacy. I wrote it. What was the question? Yeah, I think the most challenging part was just getting it together, because I think, with the pandemic happening, we had like a plan to do it, I think in 2020, then another 2020 quarter, and then the 2021 quarter. So it's just been crazy. But I think that's also the most rewarding part for me, is like actually seeing it come to life, because we have worked so hard to actually make it happen and had a lot of like failures before it actually got put up. So I think it's both most challenging, but also the most rewarding.
It's really lovely. Your hard work definitely showed and came through. I'll just go on the order of my Zoom screen, because that seems the most equitable and the fairest. So Hope, would you mind answering next?
Yeah, hi guys, so good to see you all. My name's Hope. I played Alicia, the mama. And what was the hardest and what was the most rewarding? Is that the prompt? For me, honestly, the hardest was all of the Spanish dialogue, because I am beginner, intermediate. I'm not like super fluent, and so just working on that and trying to be as like truthful and just do it right. So that was challenging, but it was like a privilege and honor to work on. A lot of help from my mom, and which was had its own like things with the story. And honestly, no, it was just like it was such a beautiful piece to be part of. Stacey, I love your writing, and getting to work with Heather, who I never got to like work with, and I've worked with Audrey before and Megan, and just like the whole group. It was a really special time filming it. I was telling Evan that like watching it, it's like it was beautiful, but it's like almost not as rewarding, because it's like I know what it was like in the room, and it's hard to like capture. It's just I don't know. It was a very special time filming it. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Audrey?
Hello, I'm Audrey. I directed the film. In a lot of ways, I have to agree with Stacy. This has been like the longest time coming. I feel like my whole life I've been like waiting for Unsung Morning to happen. I really can't remember a time before this script. But yeah, so that was I think also the original concept was for the stage, and in a lot of ways it's a lot more difficult to convey like non-realism on film than it is on stage. And I think we're just all so accustomed to theater, and I think, I mean, like me watching it back, I can even tell like, oh, it's clear that like this is what I would have done if this was on stage, and this is what I had to do because it was a film. There is a little bit of that divide. but you know, that's just the way that it had to be, and frankly I wouldn't have had it any other way because it was such an incredible experience. I absolutely loved this team of women that we had, and it's great to have something like immortalized like that, and film is just so much more accessible than theater, and that's something that, like, you know, I wouldn't take back.
For sure. That's lovely. Yeah. Don't know if I would have been able to see it because I'm further away than I think a lot of us are. And so it's nice that so many more people were able to watch it because of that. And it's really lovely. It's nice to see theater again after a while. Heather?
Yes, hello everyone. Also, hi Molly. I haven't talked to you in such a long time. Hi everyone. My name is Heather Lia Echeverria. I played Maria in this show, and the hardest thing, I think, I don't think I've never filmed anything like this before, so I think it was getting used to like cutting at strange places, and like, I mean, just like the difference between doing something on stage and doing something in film. I think that was an interesting thing to like get used to and to adjust to. But I think the most rewarding thing is kind of like Audrey said, was working with everyone in the room. We were working, and we realized this is a room full of Latina women that are putting this up, and it was such a good feeling, and everyone is just so talented, and all of these different parts of this to put it together. It was just like an incredible experience to be a part of, because this wasn't something that any of us had to do, and it was so nice to be in the room because we all wanted to be.
Mm-hmm. Megan?
Hi everyone, it's so good to see everyone. I'm Megan Mingus Marshall. I was the stage manager of this production, and I think the most challenging, just to throw out something different than what's already been said, is we did the rehearsal process in, I think, a week and a half, and we filmed in 3 days. So I think for the whole team, it was super accelerated. It was go, go, go. Everyone had to be like on their A game and committed, and it worked out very well, but it was definitely like a very hit the ground running process.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I think the most rewarding was just this team of Latinas, and also the fact that this show was so resilient. Like, I think a month before we went into production, we weren't sure if we were even going to go into production. So just the fact that we made it happen, and the fact that it's been such a long time coming, and we did it. We made it happen.
Yes, you did. And what a beautiful labor of love it was. I'm going to go ahead and start asking some of the questions that the YouTube chat has asked and that our lovely audience wants to know. Megan, you just answered one of the questions, which was how long did filming take? And you said it was 3 days with a 1.5 week rehearsal process. I'm curious to know, were your rehearsals in Zoom? Were you able to meet in person?
Is this just anyone? I'm jumping in.
Yeah.
Go for it.
They were both. We tried to do as many in person as we could get. I think that, Audrey, was it the very first one that was on Zoom? Did we have any on Zoom? I already forget.
I'm literally not gonna lie to you, I don't remember, which is why I didn't say anything.
I think they were all in person, but we thought they were gonna be on Zoom.
Can an actor correct us, please?
Yeah.
They were in person.
They're all in person.
Good answer, yeah.
Yeah, they were in person. I don't think I was there for the first one because I was coming back from New York, so it was you and Heather. You guys and Heather.
Yes.
That was the only different. But yeah, they were in person, which is such a treat to just be in the room again. And
yeah.
And I think that's why we didn't know, because so many rehearsals have been online, and it's frankly, I don't know, I've at least kind of blocked those out. And so, yeah, it's incredible that we were able to do this all in person.
Oh yeah. And for some of the filming of it, you had to do it really early in the morning, but props on you all for getting this done in 3 days. Moving on to the next question. This is a question for Stacy. So Stacy, was the show written in chronological order or the order that we see it? Answer that in whatever way you'd like or how much you'd like to share.
Yeah, that's a good question. I originally wrote the scene where Maria comes home in the middle of the night drunk. I wrote that one first. And then it was just kind of a standalone scene. And I actually wrote Alicia's monologue about the birds singing and all of that. That was like the first thing I ever wrote in like the back of a napkin or something. And so that was sort of the start of it. And I really didn't know if it would go further than that. And then I just was like, okay, well, like what? I really built the whole story around that. So I don't even remember kind of the next scene after that or anything like that. I remember I wrote the last scene last. I do remember that. So because that was, the final portion of it. But no, I think much like the play, how it jumps around in time, I think that's how my brain was going, just back and forth and just little moments here and there that I would find inspiration for. But yeah, it was really built around that like fighting scene.
Okay, very good to know and very interesting. This is kind of a question for Stacy and Audrey, but can be expanded if anyone else has anything they'd like to add on or to share. I'd love to know a little bit more about how memory impacts not only the story, but also the means in which you filmed it and showed the story. So both in writing and in the final product, in what ways did you showcase memory and what does memory mean to the play?
I can talk about the writing and then you can talk about the filming if that's cool. With the writing, I was really interested in the idea of how remembering changes the memory, and that some memories are super crystal clear, and then sometimes you only remember like what you were wearing and like one thing that was said. And that was something that Audrey and I talked so much about from the beginning, was how this idea of non-realism really comes from the fact that it's memories, and if you notice, in it, there's like really intense lighting sometimes, and then there's not. So it really had to be woven in there, because I was really passionate about the idea that Maria's memories are in a way one-sided and in a way, vary from her own experience and perspective. But Audrey can talk more about it too.
Yeah, and this kind of plays in a little bit with what I was talking about adapting from stage to film, because yes, that's been the concept since the beginning, that everything is through the lens of memory, and we don't know what's real, what's misremembered, we don't know what specific details actually happened. So that was a part of it from the beginning. And yeah, I mean, I think Stacy kind of covered all of it, especially I think where we got to play with that the most was lighting. Were this on stage, I don't know if I would have had like a bright pink light for an entire scene. But since it's film, you have to do different things in order to communicate different things. And so we just really wanted it to evoke a feeling rather than anything else. It's all about how does Maria look back on that moment and how does she feel about it, rather than, which is more important when talking about memories than like what actually happened, because you remember how you feel, not all the details.
It's so interesting for me to think about like how the play would be different if we were to see it from the mother's perspective. Some of the scenes would probably be lit differently. Some of the scenes would probably be remembered differently. And I think that really showed. And there's so much to think about. And I won't talk too much because I want to make sure we get to some more of these really lovely questions. I'm going to ask one question that is for everybody. This one is for whatever reason, what was your favorite scene in this? Or favorite moment, I'll say. What was your favorite moment? And we can just popcorn it for whoever feels compelled to speak and is ready. Okay, Heather?
Sorry, Audrey, you're unmuted too. We actually had this conversation. I can't remember if it was like the last day of filming or something like that, but in a weird, strange way, and I don't like saying like it's like it is my favorite scene, but it's a weird way to phrase it. But it's the scene where Maria comes home so late, and I just think it when I read that scene, it was just so like this might sound silly, but it felt like so real, and the like so complicated, like such a complicated relationship between two people. And it was just so beautifully written. And like as an actor as well, I was like, this is so much to like delve into. And so it's a very heavy and like intense scene, but it was one of my favorite ones from the play, and also to work on. And also watching this right now, the very end where we hear the birds. I mean, obviously we didn't hear the birds when we were like filming that. So hearing it now was very, very like, I think that was my favorite like moment of the play.
I think that was mine as well. Like I was sitting here right before the talk back crying, and I'm like, okay, here we go. It's fine.
My favorite scene when initially reading the script and even after filming was the same one, the one where Maria comes home drunk. It's just such an intense scene, and there's so much there. But actually watching this right now, I think I would say now my favorite scene is probably the scene where Maria and Alicia are having the mother-daughter talk while Maria's in the bathtub. I just feel that's an experience that so many of us have had, and I think out of all of the more like positive loving scenes, to me that one is the strongest in terms of like you can really feel the emotional impact, and it's just like all over the place.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's mine too. I just think it came out so. I said it when I was watching it. I said it to the people I was watching it with, like, my vision of what I saw in my head was the most reflected in the bathtub scene. I don't know why. And part of it is Heather's so cute in that scene. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, she's so cute. I like forget she's a grown woman. But yeah, and then also the monologue I really like, where it's Spanish and English sort of woven in together, I think is really special, and I really loved watching it. Like the rhythm of it, it was beautiful.
Thank you for sharing.
For me, it's different because I had like a favorite scene when I read it, a favorite scene when we were filming, and a favorite scene when we watched. But I think the two I want to talk about are 9 and 10, which are the last two scenes, and the monologue. The whole crew was in the room for that. And it was really powerful. And I know there was like a lot of nerves on like the actor's end because we did it all in one take, but it was beautiful. Like it was very, I don't know, it was like a kind of a moment that we all had, I feel like. And it just felt, we wrapped the show with that scene. Mm-hmm. So it felt really powerful to sit and be in that moment, like with everyone as a team. Mm-hmm. But watching it back scene 10 too, I feel like it has everything. There's moments of comedy in it. There's like this moment of like this great catharsis and resolution, and the birds. I was crying. I was like, wow. I've seen them perform it. I watched them rehearse it. I've read it a million times, but I think I could probably watch that scene anytime and I'd still have that same reaction, which is powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I like to sound like a parrot now, but like similarly, Megan, I was gonna say the same exact thing, that like filming that monologue scene, there was just like an energy in that room. I remember I felt so bad, Megan, because you were like, can my boyfriend come in? I was like, no, I just want the ladies. Like I was like, I like the energy. It was just like a really special moment with like the whole group, and even watching it. But like there's just something about being in the room. And similarly, I really let at the end, the bird stole the show. I was weeping. It was so good, that like closing moment. But and I also really liked the fight scene, when you come back drunk, because as an actor, like that's the one that I felt like, just because the dialogue, I just like felt so connected to you, Heather, and like doing that scene. I remember like we had to like do another take, and we're like, we're due for a 10, and we were like, let's do it, let's stay in it. We were like in it. And I think that attests to just like the writing, and so yeah, those three were my top three. It seems like the popular opinion.
Yeah, the whole play is just it's so powerful, and it's so like you just feel so much love, and you feel so much hypocrisy, and you feel so much pain from these two women who, I'm not a parent, but I have a mother, but so I think that a lot of times, like, I think all of you in your work really captured that feeling of taking something from someone else, feelings and pain, and how that affects you inside, like how other people affect you, whether you want them to or not, and like what that kind of family pain is. And like, because I think you can hurt the people you love the most, because you know them or usually you know them the best. And that was really prevalent, and it was just really captured really beautifully. And we're coming close on our time, so I just want to ask Stacey a final question from our audience, which is, can you tell us a little bit about why the play is called Unsung Morning, and where that title came from?
Yeah. I'm really trying to think back. I did not have a title on it, I think, for a really long time. Like maybe I titled it like at the very end or right before the last scene. And I know we keep talking about the birds, but that's sort of where it comes from. Like with everything in it, is just, I was really like obsessed with this idea of how when something traumatic happens to you, something that gives you joy, you can't feel that anymore. And I think that was sort of the story of Alicia's life, and how, this is such a simple thing that everybody sort of deserves to feel. And it was sort of taken from her, not from her own choice. And so I wanted, and it's like, I couldn't call the play like The Birds, like that's cheesy, like come on, like let's not give away the whole freaking thing. So
that already exists.
Yeah, like it's like anything, like I felt like the birds of my mother. It's like, come on, get out of here. Like, what are you doing?
Definitely would have thought it was a little bit about like Alfred Hitchcock.
Right. And so I try to be poetic with it. And I think, so much of the play takes place in the morning, either like the wee hours of the morning, or getting ready for school, or, any of that. And I just thought, how interesting would it be if it's kind of hard to say, like Unsung Morning. I was kind of like, I hope people get it. But Audrey's saying in the chat also, like mourning, like grieving, like mourning, like I don't know, there's sort of a play on words there. And I didn't know anyone would get that, but then Audrey was like, morning. And I was like, okay, yeah, see, I wasn't crazy. Like there's kind of a double meaning. So yeah, that's the reason it's called that.
It really fits. And I just like to say, because you said that you tried to make it poetic, well, you are a poet. And I think that definitely shows in the writing of it and in everything you were able to convey. And if any of you have anything else you'd like to add, we can talk for another minute or two, but if not, then we'll wrap it up and we'll let you continue on with your nights. So does anyone else have anything else they'd like to add on to anything we've asked previously, or any messages you'd like to leave the audience with?
This is oh no, Audrey, go.
I was just gonna say this is so selfish, but all the people on this screen right now, I miss you all, and it's so nice to see you. That's all. That was selfish, but I had to say that before.
No, I miss you too.
It's you.
I was gonna say almost essentially the same thing. And I was just also gonna say that I just was really proud of being a part of this, and I was really proud of everybody who worked on it. And I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you because you're all amazing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to compliment everybody all the time, forever. But Audrey Napoli is the most amazing director of all time. I'm saying it on this Zoom right here. She is an incredible, incredible director and made my words look better than they were. And also Hope and Heather. Oh my goodness. I mean, just watching it, I'm like, come on. Like, it's ridiculous almost how good you both were. Such an honor to have you originate these roles. And Megan, your support through this has been so invaluable. And Molly, I love you. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that the people, like, they were just words on a page. Like, everybody here made them incredible. So thank you all. And I'll never be able to thank you enough.
Well said. I think that's a good place to end it at. I forgot that I could do reactions on Zoom. I haven't been on Zoom in so long. But yeah, congratulations, all of you, for opening a wonderful, wonderful show. And thank you to everyone who has taken the time out of their day to come watch this. There's one more chance to watch it tomorrow. So if you know anyone you think should watch it, you can send them the link. It's free. Yeah, thank you all so much. This was such a wonderful time. Thank you for inviting me and letting me host this talk back. It's a really important story, and I'm really thankful that I got to watch it and that I got to be a part of it. And so have a good night, everybody. Sleep well, stay safe, get some sleep. I think I might have said that already, but yeah, good night, everybody. Goodbye.